Good day, and thank you for joining us. I am Miss Raskin, and I am delighted to welcome you, listeners, to Marymount's virtual dramatic reading of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Most of the students involved in this production are first-time actors, and we had all envisioned a very different rendition of the play. However, these Marymount actors have demonstrated their dedication and flexibility by utilizing their voices to put together what you're about to listen to. The play relies heavily on the idea of imagination, and we're counting on you to use yours as you listen to the characters experience their tour through the famous chocolate factory. For a bit of context, students got together twice a week from October to March to rehearse the play. We recorded these scenes through 4 two-hour meetings on Teams over the course of 2 weeks from the safety of our own homes. I'd like to extend our gratitude to our administrators, Mr. Fiquet and Ms. Fiumidinisi, for supporting and encouraging us to put on a school play. A special shout out to Karen Schwartz for generously sharing her expertise and offering her time. A heartfelt thank you to all teachers who offered their time and energy to help make this play possible, especially Mrs. Francis, Ms. Gucciardi, and Mr. Simon. Finally, thank you to the Marymount community for accommodating play rehearsal schedules and encouraging participation in the play. I would like to extend our appreciation to Marymount caretakers who ensured we had a clean space to rehearse. And now, without further ado, please prepare your ears and imaginations for this special prepared performance.
Welcome to the tale of a delicious adventure in a wonderful land. You can tell it will be delicious. Can't you smell it already? How I love that gorgeous smell. You've all heard of Cadbury's, Hershey's, Nestle's, Wonka.
Who?
What's that? You say what's Wonka? You mean you don't know what Wonka is? Why? Wonka chocolate, of course. I admit that Willy Wonka's chocolate is fairly new, but it's also the greatest chocolate ever invented. Why, Willy Wonka himself is the most amazing, the most fantastic, the most extraordinary chocolate maker the world has ever seen. He's invented things like, uh,
Like what?
Like what?
say, why? I'm not going to tell you what he's invented. You came to see for yourself, so I'll let you do just that. But before I do, I should perhaps fill you in on what's been happening around here lately. Because Mr. Willy Wonka makes the best chocolate in the whole wide world. Three other great chocolate makers, known as Mr. Fickelgruber, Mr. Prodnose, and Mr. Slogworth, sent spies to work for Willy Wonka in order to discover his secret. Well, they must have been good spies, because soon afterwards, these three chocolate makers began making delicious Willy Wonka favorites, as ice cream that never melts, chewing gum that never loses its flavor, and candy balloons that you could blow up to huge sizes before you pop them with a pin and gobble them up. Mr. Wonka didn't know what to do. He didn't know who the spies were, and if he continued to operate his factory, all his secrets might be stolen. So he did the only thing he could. He sent all the workers home and closed the factory.
Aww.
Aww.
You might think that would be the end of Mr. Willy Wonka. But no sirree, not him. After months and months went by, the factory suddenly began operating again.
Yay!
but nobody knew who was running the place. Nobody ever went in, and nobody ever came out. The only thing anyone could see were shadows dancing in front of the lighting windows. Mightily strange. Well, anyway, to get back to the story, soon there was a big article in the town paper saying that Mr. Willy Wonka, in order to sell a lot of candy once again, was running a contest.
A what?
A what?
Yes, sir. That's right. A contest. He had secretly wrapped a golden ticket under ordinary wrapping paper in 5 ordinary candy bars were said to be found anywhere, in any shop, in any street, in any town, in any country in the world. Where Wonka's the 5 winners will tour Mr. Wonka's new factory and take home enough chocolate for the rest of their lives. Now that, my friends, is where our story begins. 4 of the tickets have already been found. Oh, by the way, would you like to meet the 4 lucky people?
Yes!
All right. Listen and watch carefully. I think there's somewhere. Let's see. Augusta Gloop? Where are you, Augusta Gloop?
Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. I love chocolate. Food, food. I must eat all the time. Chocolate. This golden ticket is my meal ticket to eat and eat and eat and eat. Chocolate, chocolate.
Well, friends, that was our first golden ticket finder. So let's see now if the lucky girl who found her golden ticket is Violet Beauregard.
I'm a gum store normally, but when I heard about these ticket things of Mr. Wonka's, I laid off the gum and switched to candy bars in hope of striking it lucky. Now, of course, I'm right back onto gum. I just adore gum. I can't do without it. I munch on it all day except for a few minutes at mealtimes when I take it out and stick it behind my ear for safekeeping. To tell you the honest truth, I simply wouldn't feel comfortable if I didn't have that little wedge of gum to chew on every moment of the day. I really wouldn't. My father says it's unladylike, and it looks ugly to see a girl's jaws going up and down like mine do all the time. But I don't agree. And who's he to criticize anyway? Because if you'd ask me, I'd say his jaws are going up and down just as much as mine are from yelling at me every moment of the day. And now, I may interest you to know that this piece of gum I'm chewing on right at this moment is one I've been working on for 3 months solid. That's a record. It's beaten the record held by my best friend, Miss Cornelia Prinsmount. Was she ever mad? It's my most treasured possession right now. This piece of gum is. At night, I just stick it on the end of my bedpost as good as ever in the morning. Maybe a bit hard at first.
Such a lucky girl, isn't she? Wonderful. The 3rd golden ticket was found by another lucky girl. Her name is Veruca Salt. Is Veruca here now?
Where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket. Oh, yes. Here it is. As soon as I told my mother that I simply had to have one of those golden tickets, she went out into the town and started buying up all the Wonka candy bars she could lay her hands on. Thousands of them. She must have bought hundreds of thousands. Then she had them loaded onto her truck and sent directly to her own factory. She's in the peanut business, you see, and she's got about 100 women working for her over at her joint, shelling peanuts for roasting and salting. That's what they do all day long. Those women, they just sit there shelling peanuts. So she said to them, "Okay, girls," she says, "from now on, you can stop shelling the peanuts and start shelling the wrappers off these crazy candy bars." And they did. She had every worker in place yanking the paper off those bars of chocolate. full speed ahead from morning till night. But 3 days went by and we had no luck. Oh, it was terrible. I got more and more upset each day, and every time she came home, I would scream at her, "Where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket!" And I would lie for hours on the floor, kicking and yelling in the most disturbing way. Then, suddenly, on the evening of the 4th day, one of her woman workers yelled, "I've got it, a golden ticket!" And my mother said, "Give it to me, quick!" And she did. And she rushed it home and gave it to me. Now, Emma smiles. And we have a happy home once again.
Thank you, Veruca. Isn't she a lovely girl? Now, the 4th and last ticket was found by a boy named Mike TV. I wonder if Mike's got his ticket with him. Are you, Mike?
Of course I got a golden ticket. But why can't everyone just leave me alone? I want to watch television. I watch all the shows every day, even the crummy ones where there's no shooting. I like the gangsters best. They're terrific, those gangsters. Especially when they start pumping each other full of lead or flashing the old stilettos, or giving each other the 1, 2, 3 with their knuckle dusters. Oh boy, what wouldn't I give to be doing that myself? It's the life, I tell you. It's terrific.
And that, folks, is Mike TV. Sorry for bothering you, Mike. Now we're going to take a look at the hero of our story, Charlie Bucket and her family. Let me introduce you to them. This is the home of Charlie Bucket. 7 people live here. There are only 2 rooms and 1 bed, so you can see that life is extremely uncomfortable. These 2 very old people are the aunt and mother of Miss Bucket. Their names are Grandma Joanne and Aunt Josephine. And these 2 very old people are the father and mother of Mrs. Bucket. Their names are Grandpa George and Grandma Georgina. The bed was given to the 3 old grandparents because they were so old and tired, and of course they're all over 90 years old. This is Mr. Bucket. This is Mrs. Bucket. They and little Charlie Bucket sleep in the other room upon mattresses on the floor. As you know, this can be very cold in the wintertime. They can't buy a better house because they don't have enough money, and there aren't any better jobs. Mr. Bucket is the only one that can work, and, well, he lost his job a few weeks ago. Yes, it's very sad, but you see, the toothpaste factory had to close down. Without Mr. Willy Wonka's chocolate factory open, nobody ever got cavities anymore, and they didn't buy any toothpaste, and, well, you know how it goes. Oh, wait. Gee, I almost forgot. This is our hero, Charlie Bucket. Charlie's a nice girl. Of course, she's been starving lately. In fact, the whole family has. I'm worried about Charlie, though. Why? Did you know that Charlie is so weak from not eating that she walks slowly instead of running like the other kids so she can save her energy? Well, I said far too much already. Let's find out what's happening at the Bucket House now. I'll see you later.
Well, I see that 4 children have found golden tickets. I wonder who that 5th lucky person will be.
I hope it's no one like that repulsive gloop girl.
Or as spoiled as that Veruca Salt girl.
Or as beastly as that bubble-popping Violet Beauregard.
Or as useless as that TV boy.
It makes you wonder, what if all children behave like this nowadays? Like these brats we've been hearing all about. Ugh.
Of course not. Some do, of course. In fact, quite a lot of them do, but not all.
And now there's only 1 ticket left.
Quite so, and just as sure as I'll be having cabbage soup for supper tomorrow, That ticket all goes to some nasty little beast who doesn't deserve it.
I bet I know someone who would like to find that golden ticket. How about it, Charlie? You love chocolate more than anyone I ever saw.
Yes, I sure would, Grandma Joanne. You know, it just makes me faint when I pass by Mr. Willy Wonka's chocolate factory every day as I go to school. The smell of the wonderful chocolate makes me so dreamy, and I often fall asleep and bump my head and bump into Mr. Wonka's fence. But I guess you should realize that dreams don't come true. Just imagine me imagining that I could win the 5th golden ticket. Why, it's pure imagination.
Well, my dear, it might be pure imagination, but I've heard tell that what you imagine sometimes comes true.
Gee, you really think so, Grandma Joanne? Gee, I wonder.
In the Bucket home, several days later, the grandparents and Aunt and Mr. and Mrs. Bucket are discussing.
You know, it sure would be nice if Charlie won that 5th golden ticket.
You mean with that money we gave her for her birthday present yesterday?
Yeah, the money we gave her to buy that one piece of candy she gets every year.
And just think how long it took you to save up that money.
Yeah. Now that was really a shame.
But think of how Charlie enjoyed the candy. She just loves Willy Wonka's chocolate.
She didn't really act that disappointed.
No, she didn't.
Well, she might have not acted disappointed, but that's because she's a fine girl, and we don't want any of us to feel sorry for her. Why? What girl in the world wouldn't be disappointed? I sure wish she won. I'd do anything for that girl. Why, I even...
Mom! Dad! Grandma Joanne! Grandfolks! You'll never believe it! You'll never believe what happened!
Good gracious, Charlie. What happened?
Well, I was walking home and the wind was so cold and the snow was blowing so hard and I couldn't see where I was going and I was looking down to protect my face and
Go on, Charlie. Go on, Charlie. What is it?
and there it was, just lying there in the snow, kind of buried. And I looked around, no one seemed to have looked at anything, if they had lost anything. And so I picked it up and wiped it off, and I couldn't believe my eyes. You found the golden ticket. Charlie found the golden ticket. Hooray, hooray, she did it. No. I found a toonie.
Oh.
Aww. But then I thought it wouldn't hurt if I bought a Wonka Ripple Scrumptious Fudge Mellow Delight since it was my toonie. And I was just so hungry for one.
Yes?
Yes.
Go on.
Yes. Go
on.
on.
Well, I took off the wrapper slowly and...
You found the golden ticket!
Charlie
found the golden ticket. Hooray, hooray, she did it. No. I ate the candy. There wasn't any golden ticket.
Oh.
But then I still had $1 left. And well, you know I love chocolate.
Oh, Charlie, you're not sick, are you? You didn't spend all of the money on...
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I bought another Whipple Scrumptious Fudge Mellow Delight, and I found the 5th golden ticket.
You what?
You what? I did. I really did. I found the 5th golden ticket.
Hooray!
Yippee! Off
It's
to
off to the
chocolate
chocolate
factory!
In front of the Willy Wonka chocolate factory, Charlie and Grandma Joanne arrive together.
Boy, Grandma Joanne, I sure am glad that Dad let you take me today.
Well, Charlie, I guess he just feels like we understand each other.
Plus, you seem to know all about Willy Wonka and what's happened to him.
Well, he's been an important man in this town for a good long time. A lot of people said some kind things about him after he closed the factory. But I always felt that he had his reasons. Actually, I'm quite excited about this golden ticket thing. It's a good excuse to see what's going on in the factory and how he is running it.
Speaking of the golden tickets, Grandma Joanne, can I read it one more time? I know it sounds silly, but the whole thing seems so magical.
Sure, Charlie. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is.
Let's see now. It says, "Greetings to you, the lucky founder of this golden ticket from Mr. Willy Wonka. I shake you warmly by the hand. Tremendous things are in store for you. Many wonderful surprises await you. For now, I do invite you to come to my factory and be my guest for one whole day. You and all others who are lucky enough to find my golden ticket, I, Willy Wonka, will conduct you around the factory myself, showing you everything that there is to see. And afterwards, when it is time to leave, you'll be escorted home by a procession of large trucks. These trucks, I can promise you, will be loaded with enough delicious eatables to last you and your entire household for many years. If at any time thereafter you should run out of supplies, you have only to come back to the factory and show this golden ticket, and I shall be happy to refill your cupboard with whatever you want. In this way, you'll be able to keep yourself supplied with tasty morsels for the rest of your life. But this is by no means the most exciting thing that will happen on the day of your visit. I am preparing other surprises that are even more marvelous and more fantastic for you and for all my beloved golden ticket holders, mystic and marvelous surprises that will delight, intrigue, astonish, and perplex you beyond measures. In your wildest dreams, you could not imagine that such things could happen to you. Just wait and see. And now here are your instructions. The day I have chosen for the visit is the first day of the month of February. On this day and on no other, you must come to the factory gates at 10 o'clock sharp in the morning. Don't be late. And you're allowed to bring with you either one or two members of your own family to look after you and to ensure that you don't get into any mischief. One more thing. Be certain to have this ticket with you. Otherwise, you will not be admitted. Signed, Mr. Willy Wonka.
And today is the 1st of February, and well, Charlie, look, we're already here, and I guess everyone's arriving together.
There he is. That's him. It's Willy Wonka.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Let's see now. I wonder if I can recognize all of you by the pictures of you in the newspaper. Let's see. You're Augusta Gloop.
Yeah, and this is, my father.
Delighted to meet you both. Delighted, delighted. You're Violet Beauregard.
So what if I am? Let's just get on with the whole thing, huh?
And you must be Mrs. Beauregard. Very happy to meet you. Very happy. I think you are. Yes, you're Veruca Salt. And you must be Mrs. Salt.
Don't shake his hand, Mommy. It's probably all sticky and chocolatey from working in the factory. After all, he does only run a silly little factory. He's not important enough for you to bother shaking hands with anyway.
You're Mike TV. Enchanted to meet you. Yes, enchanted.
Come on. I'm missing all my favorite television shows.
And I'm Mrs. TV. Pleased to meet you.
Overjoyed. Overjoyed. And you must be the girl who just found the ticket yesterday. Congratulations. You're Charlie Bucket, aren't you?
Yes, sir. And this, sir, is my Grandma Joanne.
How are you doing, Mr. Wonka? I'm really pleased to meet you.
How do you do, Miss Grandma Joanne? How do you do? Well now, is that everybody? Why, I guess it is. Good. Now will you please follow me? Our tour is about to begin. Oh, but do keep together. Please don't wander off by yourselves. I shouldn't like to lose any of you at this stage of the proceedings. Oh dear me, no. Here we are. Through this big red door, please. That's right. It's nice and warm inside. I have to keep it warm inside because of the workers. My workers are used to an extremely hot climate. They can't stand the cold. They'd perish if they went outdoors in this weather. Why, they'd freeze to death.
But who are these workers?
All in good time, my dear girl. Be patient. You shall see everything as we go along. Are all of you inside? Good. Would you mind closing the door? Thank you.
In the chocolate room, the chocolate river runs across, surrounded by the trees and pipes.
I'm tired. It seems like we've been turning left, turning right, turning left and turning right again for a whole hour or so. When are we going to eat? I'm hungry. I want to eat right now. Do you all hear me? Now.
Did you notice we've been going downwards for the longest time, Grandma Joanne?
Yes, Charlie. I think I heard Mr. Wonka say that we're going underground, and that all the most important rooms in the factory are deep down below the surface.
I wonder why.
Well, I think he said that there wouldn't be nearly enough space for them on top. He said that the rooms we're going to see are enormous. Some are supposed to be larger than a football field.
Here we are, everybody. This is the chocolate room. This room is the nerve center of the whole factory. Why, it's the heart of my whole operation.
I don't see anything but that old river over there. Where's the food? I'm hungry.
And just look at those enormous pipes over there. There must be 10 or 11 of them. I wonder what they're for.
Gee, Mr. Wonka, what's wrong with your river? It's all brown and muddy looking.
Nothing is wrong with it, my dear. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's all chocolate. Every drop of that river is hot melted chocolate of the finest quality. The very finest quality. There's enough chocolate in there to fill every bathtub in the entire country. And all the swimming pools as well. Isn't it terrific? And just look at my pipes. They suck up the chocolate and carry it away to all the other rooms in the factory where it is needed. Thousands of gallons an hour, my dear children. Thousands and thousands of gallons.
Oh my gosh. Look, over there. What is it? He's moving. He's walking. Why, it's a little person. It's a little man.
She's right, Grandma. It's a little man. Can you see him?
Yes, Charlie, I see him.
My gosh. So there is.
There's more than 2. There are 4 or 5.
What are they doing?
Where do they come from?
Aren't they fantastic?
No higher than my knee.
Look at their funny long hair. They can't be real people.
Nonsense. Of course they're real people. They're some of my workers.
That's impossible. There are no people in the world as small as that.
No people in the world as small as that. Then let me tell you something. There are more than 3,000 of them in my factory. They're Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompas? What do you mean?
Imported direct from Loomland. And oh, what a terrible country it is. Nothing but thick jungles infested by the most dangerous beasts in the world. Hornswogglers and Snozzwingers and those terrible wicked Wangdoodles. A Wangdoodle would eat 10 Oompa Loompas for breakfast and come galloping back for his second helping. When I went out there, I found those little Oompa Loompas living in tree houses. They had to live in tree houses to escape from the Wangdoodles and the Hornswogglers and the Snozzwingers. When I found them, they were practically starving to death. They were living on green caterpillars, red beetles, eucalyptus leaves, and the bark of the bonbon tree. Well, they love cocoa beans too, but only found 1 or 2 a year. They used to dream about them all night and talk about them all day. Well, it just so happens that cocoa bean is the thing from which all chocolate is made from. I myself use billions and billions of cocoa beans every week in the factory. So I talked to the leader of the tribe in Oompa Loompish and told him that he and his people could have all the cocoa beans they wanted if they would just come and work for me and live in my factory. Well, the leader was so happy that he leaped up in the air and threw his bowl of mashed caterpillars right out of the treehouse window. So here they are now. They're wonderful workers. They all speak English now. They love dancing and music. They're always making up songs. I expect you'll hear a good deal of singing today from time to time.
Mommy, I want an Oompa Loompa. I want you to get me an Oompa Loompa. I want an Oompa Loompa right away. I want to take it home with me. Go on, Mommy, get me an Oompa Loompa.
Now, my pet. We mustn't interrupt Mr. Wonka.
But I want an Oompa Loompa.
All right, Virga. All right. But I can't get it for you this second, sweetie. Please be patient. I'll see that you have one before the day is out.
Augusta, sweetheart, I don't think you should lean over that river.
Oh no, please, Augusta, please. I beg of you not to do that. My chocolate must be untouched by human hands.
Augusta, didn't you hear what the man said? Come away from that river at once.
This stuff is terrific. Oh boy, I need a bucket to drink it properly.
Augusta, you must come away. You are dirtying my chocolate.
Augusta, you'll be giving that nasty cold of yours to about 1 million people all over the country. Be careful, Augusta. You're leaning too far out. Save her! She'll drown. She can't swim a yard. Save her! Save her!
Help! Help! Fish me out!
Don't just stand there. Do something.
Look, she's being stuck closer to one of the pipes.
There she goes.
Oh, help! Murder! Police! Augusta, come back at once! Where are you going? She's disappeared. She's disappeared. Where did that pipe go to? Quick, call the fire brigade.
Keep calm. She'll come out just fine. You wait and see.
But she'll be turned into marshmallows.
Impossible.
And why not, may I ask?
Because that pipe doesn't go anywhere near the marshmallow room. It leads to the room where I make the most delicious kind of strawberry-flavored chocolate-coated fudge.
Oh, my poor Augusta. They'll be sending her by the pound all over the country tomorrow morning. How dare you laugh like that when my girl just gone up that pipe? You monster! You think it's a joke, do you? You think that sucking my girl up your pipe into your fudge room like that is just some colossal joke?
She'll be perfectly safe.
She'll be chocolate fudge.
Never. I wouldn't allow it.
And why not?
Because the taste would be terrible. Just imagine, Augusta flavored chocolate coated glue. No one would buy it.
I don't want to think about it.
Nor do I. And I do promise you, sir, that your darling girl is perfectly safe.
If she's safe, then where is she? Lead me to her this instant.
Go over to one of the Oompa Loompas over there and ask him to show you to the fudge room. When you get there, take a long stick and start poking around inside the big chocolate mixing barrel. She should be there. Don't leave her in there too long, though, or she's liable to get poured out into the fudge boiler. And that would really be a disaster, wouldn't it? My fudge would become quite uneatable.
What did you say?
I'm joking. Forgive me. Goodbye, Mr. Glue. See you later.
Augusta Glue, Augusta Glue, the great big greedy nincompoop. How long could we allow this beast to gorge and guzzle, feed and feast on everything she wanted to? Great Scott, it simply wouldn't do.
So what we do in cases such as this, we use the gentle touch. Come on, we cried, the time is ripe to send her shooting up the pipe. But don't, dear children, be alarmed. Augusta Glue will not be harmed, although, of course, We must admit she will be altered quite a bit.
She'll be quite changed from what she's been when she goes through the fudge machine. Slowly, the wheels go round and round. The cocks begin to grind and pound. 100 knives go slice, slice, slice. We add some sugar, cream, and spice. Then out she comes. And now, by grace, a miracle has taken place.
This girl, who only just before was loathed by men from shore to shore, this greedy brute, this louse's ear, is loved by people everywhere.
For who could hate or bear a grudge against a luscious bit of fudge?
Poor Augusta. Well, I bet we've seen the last of her for a while. Now you folks are really in for a treat. Did you know that Willy Wonka had his very own yacht? That's right, his very own. And boy, is it sharp. It's bright pink and has about 10 Oompa Loompa inside, pulling all of the oars. Well, there's no point telling you about the boat, because in just a second, you should be able to see it coming up the tunnel. Yes. Yes. Here it comes now.
It sure is dark in here. How can these dumb Oompa Loompas see where they're going?
There's no knowing where they're going. There's no earthly way of knowing in which direction they're going. There's no knowing where they're going or which way the river's flowing. Not a speck of light is showing, so the danger must be growing, for the rowers keep on rowing, and they're certainly not showing any signs that they're slowing.
He's gone up his rocker.
He's crazy.
He's nutty.
He's screwy.
He's batty.
He's dippy.
He's dotty.
He's goofy.
He's buggy.
He's wacky.
He's loony.
No, he's not.
Switch on the lights. Row faster, faster.
Look, Grandma, there's a door in the wall. It says cream room, dairy cream, whipped cream, violet cream, coffee cream, pineapple cream, vanilla cream, and hair cream?
Row on. There's no time to answer silly questions.
Look, another door. Whip room.
Whips? What on earth do you use whips for?
For whipping cream, of course. How can you whip cream without whips? Whipped cream isn't whipped cream at all unless it's been whipped with whips. Just as a poached egg isn't a poached egg unless it's been stolen from the woods in the dead of the night. Row on, please.
Bean room. Cocoa beans, coffee beans, jelly beans, and has-beens?
Has-beens?
You're one yourself. No time for arguing. Press on, press on. Stop the boat. We're there.
Where?
Up there.
What's up there?
You'll see.
In the invention room, it is filled with stoves and pipes, pots and kettles, and many strange machines.
This is the most important room in the entire factory. All my most secret new inventions are cooking and simmering in here. Old Gruber would give his front teeth to be allowed inside, just for 3 minutes. So would Prodnose and Slugworth and all the other rotten chocolate makers. But now, listen to me. I want no messing about when you go in. No touching, no meddling, and no tasting. Is that agreed?
Yes, we won't touch a thing.
Everlasting gobstoppers. They're completely new. I'm inventing them for children who are given very little pocket money. You can put an everlasting gobstopper in your mouth and suck it and suck it and suck it and suck it and suck it, and it'll never get any smaller.
It's like gum.
It is not like gum. Gum is for chewing. If you tried chewing one of these gobstoppers here, you'd break your teeth off. But they do taste terrific, and they change color once a week. Now, that machine over there makes hair toffee, but it's not quite perfected yet. But I'll get the mixture right soon. And when I do, there'll be no excuse anymore for little boys and girls going about with bald heads.
But, Mr. Wonka, little boys and girls never go out with...
Don't argue, my dear child. Please don't argue. Now, over here, if you will all step this way, I will show you something I'm terrifically proud of. Oh, do be careful. Stand back. Here we go.
You mean that's all?
That's all. Don't you know what it is?
By gum, it's gum. It's a stick of chewing gum.
Right you are. It's a stick of the most amazing and fabulous and sensational gum in the world. This gum is a fantastic gum. In that, it's a chewing gum meal. It's a whole 3-course dinner all by itself. When I start selling this gum in the shops, it will change everything. It will be the end of cooking, marketing, forks, plates, washing up, and garbage. This piece of gum I've just made happens to be tomato soup, roast beef, and blueberry pie. But you can have almost anything you want.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you were to start chewing it, you would actually taste all of those things. And it fills you up. It satisfies you. It's terrific.
It's utterly impossible.
Just so long as it's gum, and I can chew it, then that's for me. Come on, Mr. Wonka, hand over this magic gum of yours, and we'll see if this thing works.
Let's not do anything silly.
I want gum. What's so silly?
I would rather you didn't take it. You see, there's still 1 or 2 things.
Oh, to heck with that.
Don't!
Fabulous. It's great.
Spit it out!
Keep chewing, kiddo. Keep right on chewing, baby. It's a great day for the Beauregards. Our little girl's the first person in the world to have this chewing gum meal.
No, 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 no. It isn't ready for eating. It isn't right. You mustn't do it.
God heavens, girl, what happened to your nose?
Oh, be quiet, Mother, and let me finish.
Your cheeks, your chin, your whole face is turning blue. Mercy save us. The girl's going blue and purple all over. Violet, you're turning violet. Violet, what's happening to you? You're glowing all over. The whole room is glowing.
I told you I hadn't got it quite right. It always goes wrong when we come to the dessert. It's the blueberry pie that does it. But I'll get it right one day. You wait and see.
I feel most peculiar.
You're swelling up. You're blowing up like a balloon.
Like a blueberry.
Call a doctor.
Prick her with a pin.
Save her.
It always happens like this. All the Oompa Loompas that tried it finished up as blueberries. It's most annoying. I just can't understand it.
But I don't want a blueberry for a daughter.
Tell the Oompa Loompas over there to roll Miss Beauregard into the juicing room at once.
The juicing room? What for?
To squeeze her. We've got to squeeze the juice out of her immediately. After that, we'll just have to see how she comes out. But don't worry. We'll get her repaired if this is the last thing we do. I am sorry about it all. I really am.
Mr. Wonka, will Violet ever be all right again?
She'll come out of the de-juicing machine just as thin as a whistle. And she'll be purple. Purple from head to toe. But there you are. That's what comes from chewing disgusting gum all day long.
But Mr. Wonka, if it's so disgusting, then why do you make it in your factory?
I can't hear a word you're saying. Come on, off we go. Follow me.
Dear friends, we surely all agree there's almost nothing worse to see than some repulsive little bum who's always chewing gum. This sticky habit's bound to send the chewer to a sticky end.
Did any of you ever know a person called Miss Bigelow? This dreadful woman saw no wrong in chewing all day long. And when she couldn't find her gum, she chewed up the linoleum or anything that happened near, a pair of boots, a postman's hair, or other people's underclothes. And once she chewed her boyfriend's nose.
For years and years she chewed away. We're consuming 50 packs a day until one summer's eve at last, a horrid business came to pass. Miss Bigelow went late to bed. For half an hour she laid and read. At last she put her gum away upon a special little tray, and settled back and went to sleep. She managed this by counting sheep.
But now how strange! Although she slept, those massive jaws of hers still kept on chewing through the night, even with nothing there to bite.
The sleeping woman's great big trap, opening and shutting, snap, 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 faster and faster, chop, chop. The noise went on, it wouldn't stop, until at last jaws decided to pause and open extra wide. And with the most tremendous chew, they bit the lady's tongue in two.
And that is why we'll try so hard to save Miss Violet Beauregard from surviving an equal fate. She's still quite young. It's not too late, provided she survives the cure. We hope she does. We can't be sure.
In the nut room, there is a door with a glass panel. Behind it is a pile of nuts and a rubbish chute.
All right, stop here for a moment and catch your breath, and take a peek through the glass panel of this door. But don't go in. Whatever you do, don't go into the nut room. If you go in, you'll disturb the miniature squirrels.
Oh, look, Grandma, look! Miniature squirrel!
Jeepers! You'll see 100 of them around that pile of walnuts over there.
These squirrels are specifically trained for getting the nuts out of walnuts.
Why use squirrels? Why not use Oompa Loompas?
Nobody can get walnuts out of walnut shells in one piece except squirrels. I insist on using only whole walnuts in my factory, so I use squirrels to do the job. And see how they first tap each nut with their knuckles? To be sure it's not a bad one. If it's bad, it makes a hollow sound, and they simply don't bother to open it. They simply throw it down the garbage chute.
Hey, Mommy, I've decided I want a squirrel. Get me one of those squirrels.
Don't be silly, sweetheart. Those all belong to Mr. Wonka.
I don't care about that. I want one. All I've got at home is 2 dogs and 4 cats and 6 bunny rabbits and 2 parakeets and 3 canaries and a green parrot and a turtle and a bowl of goldfish and a cage of white mice and a silly old hamster. I want a squirrel.
All right, my pet. Mommy will get you a squirrel just as soon as he possibly can.
But I don't want any old squirrel. I want a trained squirrel.
Very well, Wonka. How much do you want for one of these crazy squirrels? Name your price.
They're not for sale. She can't have one.
Who says I can't? I'm going in to grab me a squirrel this very minute.
Don't!
All right, I'll have you. Ah!
No, no, no! They've all jumped on her. All of them. 25 have her right arm pinned down. 1, 2, 3. 25 have her left arm pinned down. 25 have her right leg anchored to the ground. 24 have her left leg. And the last squirrel, it's climbed up on her shoulders and started tap-tapping on Veruga's head with its knuckles.
What are they doing to her?
They're testing to see if she's a bad nut. Watch. My goodness. She is a bad nut after all. Her head must have sounded quite hollow.
Where are they taking her?
She's going where all the other bad nuts go. Down the rubbish chute.
By golly, she's going down the chute.
She's gone.
Where do you suppose she gone to?
That particular chute runs directly into the great big main rubbish pipe, which carries away all the rubbish from every part of the factory. All the floor sweepings and potato peelings and rotten cabbages and fish heads and stuff like that.
Who eats fish and cabbage and potatoes in this factory? I'd like to know.
I do, of course. You don't think I live on cocoa beans, do you?
Now see here, Wonka. I think you've gone just a shade too far this time. I do indeed. My daughter may be a bit of a frump. I don't mind admitting it. But that doesn't mean you can roast her to a crisp. I'll have you know, I'm extremely cross about it. I really am.
Oh, don't be cross, my dear sir. I expect she'll turn up again sooner or later. She may not even gone down the pipe at all. She may be stuck in the chute just below the entrance hole. And if that's the case, all you'll have to do is go in and pull her up again.
Veruca, are you down there? Good gracious me. What a lot of rubbish there's going to be today.
Help! Oh dear, what's on earth's gonna happen to them now?
I expect someone will catch them at the bottom of the chute.
But what about the Great Fire Incinerator?
Oh, that! They only light it every other day. Perhaps this is one of the days where they let it go out. You never know. They might be lucky. I've never seen anything like it. The children are disappearing like rabbits. Oh well. Shall we move on?
Oh yes.
My feet are getting tired. I want to watch television.
If you're tired, then we'd better take the elevator. It's just down the hall. Come on.
Veruca Salt, the little brute, has just gone down the rubbish chute, and as we very rightly thought that in a case like this we ought to see the thing completely through, we've polished off her mother too.
Down goes Veruca down the drain, and perhaps we should explain that she will meet as she descends a rather different set of friends. Some never were so old and grey. One smelled it from a mile away. A rotten nut, a reeky beer, a thing the cat left on the stair, and lots of other things as well, each with a rather horrid smell.
These are Veruca's newfound friends that she will meet as she descends, and this is the price she has to pay for going very far astray.
But now, my dears, we think you might be wondering, is it really right that every single bit of blame and all the scolding and the shame should fall upon Veruca Salt? Is she the only one at fault?
For though she's spoiled, and dreadfully so, a girl can't spoil herself, you know. Who turned her into such a brat? Who are the culprits who did that? Alas, you needn't look so far to find out who these sinners are.
They are, and this is very sad. Her loving parents, Mom and Dad. And this is why we're glad Mom fell into the rubbish chute as well.
Everyone gathers around the great glass elevator.
Wow, look at that! It's a great glass elevator. And look at all the buttons all over.
This isn't just an ordinary up and down elevator. This elevator can go sideways and long ways and slant ways and any other way you could think of. It can visit any single room in the whole factory, no matter where it is. You simply press the button and zing, you're off.
Fantastic!
Look, each button is labeled.
And each button stands for a room.
Yeah, let me see. It says strawberry juice water pistols, exploding candies for enemies, stick jaw for talkative parents, invisible chocolate bars for eating in class, and rainbow drops. Suck on them and you can spit in 6 different colors.
Enough, enough. We can't wait all day.
Isn't there a television room in this lot?
Right here.
Whoopee! That's for me.
Hang on, everybody.
I'm going to be sick.
Please don't be sick.
Try and stop me.
Then you'd better take my hat.
Make this awful thing stop.
Can't do that. It won't stop till we get there. I only hope no one's using the other elevator at this moment.
What other elevator?
The one that goes on the opposite way, on the same track as this one.
Holy moly. You mean we might have a collision?
I've always been lucky so far.
Now I am going to be sick.
No, not now. We're nearly there. Don't spoil my hat.
Some ride?
Never again.
Just a minute now. Listen to me. Before we go into this television chocolate room, I want to warn you. There is dangerous stuff around in here, and you must not tamper with it. Okay, everybody out.
In the television chocolate testing room, it is a completely empty room except for a large television camera at one end, a large television screen at the other, and bright lights.
Here we go. This is the testing room for my very latest and greatest invention, television chocolate.
But what is television chocolate?
Good heavens, child. Stop interrupting me. It works by television. I don't like television myself, I suppose it's all right in small doses, but children never seem to be able to take it in small doses. They want to sit there all day long, staring and staring at the screen.
That's me.
Shut up.
Thank you. Now then, the very first time I saw ordinary television working, I was struck by a tremendous idea. If a photograph could be broken up into millions of tiny pieces, and the pieces were sent whizzing through the air until they hit an antenna, and then they were put together back on a screen, why couldn't I send a real bar of chocolate whizzing through the air in tiny pieces and then put the pieces back together at the other end, all ready to be eaten?
Impossible.
Think so? Watch me send a bar of chocolate from one end of this room to the other by television. Bring me that chocolate bar, please. It has to be big, because whenever you send something by television, it always comes out much smaller than it was when it went in. Well then, here we go then. Get ready. No, stop. You there, Mike TV. Stand back. You're too close. There are dangerous rays coming out of that thing. They could break you up into a million tiny pieces in 1 second. That's better. Now then, switch on.
The chocolate, it's gone.
It's on its way. It's now rushing through the air above our heads in a million tiny pieces. Quick, come over here. Watch the screen. Take it.
How can you take it? It's just a picture on a television screen.
It's absolutely fantastic, Charlie. You grabbed the chocolate bar. It's a miracle.
Just imagine. When I start using this across the country, a commercial will flash on the screen and a voice will say, "Eat Wonka's chocolates. They're the best in the world. If you don't believe us, try one for yourself. Now."
Terrific.
But, Mr. Wonka, can you send other things through the air in the same way? Like people? Can you send a real live person from one place to another in the same way?
A person? Are you off your rocker?
But could it be done?
Good heavens, child. I really don't know. I suppose it could. Yes, I'm pretty sure it could. Of course it could. I wouldn't like to risk it, though. It might have some very nasty results.
Look at me! I'm gonna be the first person in the world to be sent by television!
No!
Mike, stop! Come back! You'll be turned into a million tiny pieces!
See you later, alligator!
He's gone!
We shall have to hope for the best. We must pray that your little boy will come out unharmed at the other end. We must watch the television screen. He may come through at any moment.
He's taking a heck of a long time to come across.
Hold everything. Watch the screen. Something's happening.
Here he comes. Yes, that's him all right. But he shrunk. Isn't he going to get any bigger?
Grab him. Quick. He's completely okay.
You call that okay? He shrunk.
Well, of course he shrunk. What did you expect?
This is terrible. I can't send him back to school like this. He'll get squashed. I won't be able to do anything. What did you say, Mike? Never. No, you will not be able to watch television. I'm throwing the television set right out the window the moment we get home. I've had enough of television. What, Mike? I don't care what you want or how much you jump and scream. There, stay in my pocket.
Gee, how will Mike ever grow again?
Well, small boys are extremely springy and elastic, so maybe he'll stretch if you put him on a special machine I have for testing the tough stretchiness of chewing gum.
How far do you think he'll stretch?
Maybe miles. Anyway, he'll be awfully thin. But don't worry, we'll fatten him up with all my super vitamin candy. It contains all the vitamins from A to Z. Here, Mrs. TV, just hand these orders to the Oompa Loompas over there. And don't look so worried. They'll come out in the wash, you know. Every one of them.
The most important thing we've learned, so far as children are concerned, is never let them near your television set. They loll and slop and lounge about and stare until their eyes pop out.
Oh yes, we know it keeps them still. They don't climb out the windowsill. They never fight or kick or punch. They leave you free to cook the lunch and wash the dishes in the sink. But did you ever stop to think, to wonder just exactly what this does to your beloved Pop-Tart?
It rots the senses in the head. It kills the imagination dead. His brain becomes so soft as cheese. His powers of thinking rust and freeze. He cannot think. He only sees. Alright, you'll cry. Alright, you'll say. But if we take the sad away, what shall we do to entertain our darling children? Please explain.
We'll answer this by asking you what used the darling ones to do. They used to read. They read and read and read and read, and then proceed to read some more. Great Scott! Gazooks, one half their lives was reading books.
Such wondrous, fine, fantastic tales of dragons, gypsy queens, and whales, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants.
And cannibals crouching round the pots, staring away at something hot. Oh, books, what books they used to know, those children living long ago. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go through your TV set away. Fear not, because we promise you that about a week or two of having nothing else to do, they'll now begin to feel that need of having something good to read.
P.S. Regarding my TV, we very much regret that we shall simply have to wait and see if we can get him back to his height. But if we can't, it serves him right.
Which room shall it be next? Hurry up, we must be going. And how many children are left now?
Well, Mr. Wonka, I guess Charlie's the only one left now.
You mean you're the only one left?
Why, yes.
But my dear, that means you've won. Oh, I do congratulate you. I really do. I'm absolutely delighted. It couldn't be better. How wonderful this is. I had a hunch, right from the beginning, that it was going to be you, Charlie. Well done, well done. But we mustn't dilly. We mustn't dally, for we have an enormous number of things to do before the day is out. Just think of the arrangements that have to be made.
Wait, Mr. Wonka, I'm afraid I don't understand all of this. What are you talking about?
Oh, do forgive me. I get carried away at times. I forgot that you didn't know.
No, what?
Charlie, I love my chocolate factory. Tell me, Charlie, do you love my chocolate factory? Think carefully, because it's very important. How you feel?
Well, Mr. Wonka, all that I can say is that I've never spent a more fantastic day anywhere in my whole life. I've been very, very happy. Do I love this factory? Yes. Yes, I think I do. It means a great deal to me.
Why did you ask, Mr. Wonka?
Well, of course, Charlie and all the others will receive all the candy I promised. But I want Charlie to receive much more. You see, this whole day has been a contest to find out who would be the best for the job.
What job?
Well, you see, I'm tired, Charlie. I'm not getting any younger, and it isn't as easy to carry out my ideas as it once was. I need some help, and that means you.
Me?
Yes, I would like you and Grandma Joanne and of course all the rest of your family to move here and live here permanently. I would like to have someone who will take over after I've gone. I have no family, and I can think of no one I would like to run the factory more than you. This would be after I've trained you and taught you everything I know, of course. I've watched you all day, and you are the type of person that will appreciate this factory and care for it, as I have all these years. Will you accept my offer? If you do, everything that I have is yours.
Will I? Wow, this is more than I could have ever imagined. Will I? Of course I will, Mr. Wonka. Thank you, thank you. Just think of it, Grandma Joanne. Wait until we tell Mom and Dad and the grandfolks. It's going to be our chocolate factory. And we're never, ever going to have to starve again. Just think of all that chocolate. Oh, just you wait and see.
Here we are, everybody. This is the chocolate room. This room here is a nerve center of my entire factory.